Hello, Spirit speaking. Here's a few moments I like to call the Cosmic Giggles. You know, those situations in life that all of us have had, where something happens that just ticks you off, and later a light bulb goes off in your head, when suddenly you realize that while you were busy doing damage control in the 3D, the universe may have been quietly running the bigger picture. And when that bulb is finally lit, sometimes the whole thing turns out to have been nothing short of a one-act comedy show. This is what happens when we skip the check-in. I tried to carry everything in one trip, and it got worse. You ever go into the grocery store for a few things and somehow come out with everything? You don't question it, you just accept it. This makes sense. It didn't. Now you're standing at the trunk, looking at all the bags, and this is the moment. This is where a normal, reasonable person would say, I'll take 2 trips. No, not you. You've already decided, I'm not coming back. This is happening in one trip. Now, it's not about convenience anymore. This is about principle. You start loading up, 1 bag in this hand, 2 in the other. Something looped over your wrist that should not be holding that weight. You just adjust, rebalance, shift your stance like this is a full body event. And in your mind, it's all under control. It's not. Now everything is hanging, pressing against your fingers, cutting off circulation, but you've committed. You take your first step. Everything shifts just slightly, enough to let you know that this is unstable. Now you tighten everything, pull it in closer, lift your shoulders like that's going to help. Of course it doesn't. Now something starts slipping. You can feel it. You don't see it, but you feel it. And now your entire focus is on that one bag that's thinking about leaving the situation. You're like, not today. So you overcorrect, which makes something else shift. Now you're walking, more like wobbling, but normally your arms are outstretched, your hands are locked, and your posture is somewhere between determination and collapse. At this point, your knuckles are so low, they're starting to explore new territory. You're 1 step away from walking like a chimpanzee dragging its knuckles. And you know it, but you're still not turning back. Because now, clearly, it's too late. And then of course you feel it. You have to pee. Now this is no longer about just carrying the groceries. This is a race against time. Now your brain's doing calculations. How far is the door? How fast can I move? What's the plan? There is no plan. Now, everything feels heavier. Now the pressure is real. You're like, we're not dropping anything. We're not stopping. We're finishing this. Now you get to your door and realize you can't get to the keys. Because your hands are completely full. You're standing there, locked out, holding everything on your own, trying to figure out which finger you can free without losing everything else. This isn't a strategy. This is pure survival. Now you try shifting. Everything to one side. Bad decision. Everything moves. Now you're like, okay, but nothing is okay. Somehow, against all odds, you get the keys. You don't know how. You weren't even part of that decision. Now you're trying to unlock the door with your elbow, wrist, chin, anything but letting go. And then you realize something else. You left the trunk open. Of course you did, because you didn't have a hand to close it. Now, in your mind, someone is already at your car, and they're thinking about taking the one thing that you need the most. The thing you left behind, the toilet paper. Now that becomes the focus, not the bags, not the door, not even the fact that you have to pee. Now it's like, they better not take that. It's the one thing I need. Now you're emotionally attached to the toilet paper. Everything's happening all at once. You finally get in the door, open, barely. You get inside, drop everything, and for a second you just stand there, processing. Because the truth is, you could have made 2 trips easily. There was no reason for any of this. But you didn't. You chose this. You committed to it, and you followed it all the way through. And now you're standing there like, okay. You look up, shake your head, and that's when Spirit gives you the cosmic wink.